every single Tuesday and Thursday live with Win the Day. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate all of you who are joining in on the podcast, the 100K Challenge Chick. If you haven't subscribed, definitely go out and get it so you can keep up with every episode. So today we're talking about something that is big for a lot of people because they feel like an introvert and they see everybody succeeding in business doing the most, right? So how can you succeed in business if you're an introvert, right? How are you going to stay true to yourself, true to who you are, and the things that you don't necessarily want to do when all you see around you is like video and in front of people and large events? So that's what we're going to dig into today. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm Tanika D'Souza, the 100K Challenge Chick, and let's get started. All right. So part of why I wanted to talk about this topic is yesterday was huge because we launched the 100K Society. If you don't know about it, it's a business coaching community to really nurture you as an entrepreneur and give you the roadmap, the system, the tools, and the coaching that you need in order to push your business to that 100K income. So I am the coach there. The community is awesome. And we had our launch party just yesterday. You can definitely still join the 100K Society. I would love for you to be a part of that community. Let me give you guys some info because I have fun captions. And if you're joining me on the podcast, it's the 100ksociety.com. So check that out. Join us. We meet every week on Mondays. So that is the deal. But when I was talking to the group, I know a lot of them. They are clients who've worked with me, people that I've coached over time, but just people that have been in the community. And I asked the question kind of for us to get to know each other. How many of you feel like introverts? And I was so surprised that a good number of them felt that way. It wasn't exactly half, but it was close to it that I had to say, are you guys being for real? And they were. They started to kind of share a little bit about what they would prefer to do versus what they wouldn't. And what I'll tell you is some of them definitely are finding business success. They're in this coaching community to grow their business. So clearly they understand that being an introvert is not the thing that's going to hold them back. So what do you think they're considering when they're considering their business success in the world of TikTok and live videos, right? So here's 3 things that I'm going to share with you guys today, hopefully to give you better perspective of what you can do, because I think often we focus on what we don't want to do, what we're not able to do, and how we perceive those things versus really diving in to see what's possible. So like I said, I was talking to that group. I was really surprised. So first, I guess before I jump into my points, when we're talking about an introvert, we're talking about somebody and the way that they get energy, right? So introverts are typically people who get energy from smaller crowds, even things that revolve more around their inner thoughts. So they would be avid book readers, writers, like things that are solitary that allows them to think and just pour out from there. They don't necessarily want to be in a larger crowd or do things with a larger group of people. They're not gonna jump to doing those brain dumps, like when you get into groups and you just like throw out all the ideas. That is not going to energize them, and that is not going to allow them to be their most powerful, thoughtful, creative selves. Where for me, I'm definitely an introvert. I love to just talk with groups of people and just like spew out all the ideas. Like I totally like pull from everybody else's energy. I like crowds. I like groups. I love all of that stuff, right? So they're kind of the opposite. And it really is a matter of where they get their energy, right? It doesn't mean they can't do it, they won't do it. It just means they're going to get their most creative ideas in those smaller settings and in times when they can just do things alone. And if you really want to dive deeper, there's different types of introverts. We're not going to talk about the types, but some are introverts really just when it comes to social, really just when it comes to their creative thinking. Some have more like introvert, and it does relate to their anxieties, like their anxieties are heightened during these more extroverted activities, and some are just really restrained. So for extroverted people, we think immediately to just people who are restrained and they don't want to do anything and they just are like hermit crabs, but that's not the reality for people who are introverted, right? So let's talk about the 3 things that you can do if you relate to being a social introvert, a thinking introvert, or even an anxious introvert, right? So number 1, don't assume that you can't do something just because you're an introvert, right? So when I said, like, even in the summary of this or talking about it, that you see everybody doing these Tik Toks and going live, well, guess what's really happening? You're by yourself. You're recording, right? Creating TikTok videos, going live. I'm talking right now to a camera. Okay, there's nobody in front of me. Yes, I have energy in the morning and I'm going to do all the things with my hands and talk loud. However, you can talk at whatever pace you want. Use whatever expressions you want. There's nobody else there. And if you really, really suck the first few times, delete the recording. No one has to see it, right? So I'm choosing to go live because at this point, I've been going live for several years in a row, decently consistent. So I'm fine to jump on here. I'm fine with my mistakes, and that is not going to ever cause me to feel shy. However, if that is your thing, you can record. So especially the TikTok videos, the reels that people are doing, those aren't live, right? So you can do whatever you would like to do in the privacy of your own home to promote your business. And then you can stream it out or put that reel out or that TikTok video out after you edit. So don't assume that just because you are the one watching and they had lots of views, that somehow even in the recording or creating of that was an intimidating process. I do know some people who don't want to go live and they're nervous about that. And there are tools now that will allow you to record and then just play back the video. So that is an option for you guys. Don't assume that just because you see these other things happening that you can't do it. I am sitting by myself. There's no audience. Like, I know you guys are watching and listening on the podcast, but I'm not actually talking to any one person. Number 2, things that you can consider as an introvert to find success in business would be digital products. In the case of digital products, you're going to create something, you're going to do a fantastic job, and then you're going to sell that specific thing and continue to resell it and sell it again, right? So let's think about if you are a business coach, a life coach, even a personal trainer, you're going to create a lesson of some type, a workout, and you can record that, put it on your website for someone to sell. And when they need the answer to that particular question, or they need the help in that area, they can buy it from your website. You did not interact with them. You created it on your own. You set up your website to help them understand what they should buy, and they were able to purchase when they chose. So that eliminates and minimizes your interaction with the client. Should you interact with the client? Absolutely. You should Tell them about it. You should do lives, TikToks, reels, really just related to the products and services that you sell. So that way, when someone makes their way to your website, they have a better understanding of what they're looking for and how it's going to help them. So when you're talking digital products, that could include so many things. For a lot of us now, we're creating workbooks, we're creating ebooks, we're creating video lessons. You can think of people who have created signature courses. A lot of times those are just digital products that they're going to sell, and you are going to work through it on your own. Even master classes, right? So the signature course is likely going to include a lot of information, where that master class will just give you one very specific topic that you can buy. So the digital product definitely does not require your personality to be on or for you to feel like you have to perform, but you can, in the privacy of your home, when you feel the most creative, you can create this digital product, make it really nice, make sure you send it off to be edited. I'm all about, if it's a digital product and you have the ability to sell it over and over again, absolutely make sure that it's quality. So that's number 2. First, we started with not assuming that that because you're an introvert, you're excluded from so many things, because the recording takes place by yourself. And then number 2, we talked about selling digital products. And the third is similar, where you can just sell items or products related to your topic. I have several clients who have businesses. Actually, one of my friends, this is a great example. She talks about encouraging people, and she does a lot of like motivational speaking and encouragement. And she actually created a clothing line that says courage on it, and it has other slogans and things like that. It's awesome. And so she just constantly has photos or images of the items that she's selling, these sweatshirts, jogger sets, t-shirts, things like that. And then once people like the slogan on the shirt, they learn more about her business. She does do live videos. I do know that she's not a shy person, but she's definitely not a huge crowd person. However, the clothing is really the backbone of the business. So think of it that way. Yes, you have a point that you want to get across, a way that you want to encourage people or make impact or influence on their life, but there could be products that you can sell as well to really push your message. So the products kind of being more the face of your business, what people see most often, is another way that you don't have to feel like you are constantly in the spotlight, or that need to like be the front and center face. The friend of mine that does that clothing line that I talked about, there's a ton of models that show off her clothing. And then she has the inspirational messages and things like that to support it. So there are people who now book her for coaching, book her for speaking. And what you will see on any of her Instagram or any pages like that are primarily her products. So think about your business. What product would someone be excited to use or wear from you? What products would really help them do their business, to grow in business? I just did a virtual hangout with a productivity coach, and she had to really help me understand like all the things that she does. So as a productivity coach, she created 3 different planners. One that's geared to moms managing their homes, another that's geared to like women entrepreneurs managing their business, and I think the third related to managing yourself, your schedule, your self-care, and things like that. These were planners and guided journals all in one. So she promotes her product. People know her for these planners. They have a cute name, which I don't remember. But the point is, it doesn't have to all be your face in the spotlight. You can definitely create the videos on your own time, which we talked about in the first point. You can create digital products to answer the questions for your clients. And you can also provide specific products that they can use in order to get the results that they need or that they came to you and they were looking for. So I don't want you to feel like being an introvert is going to cause you to be behind in business. I think it gives you an edge to be creative. I think it gives you an edge to think outside the box when you see so many things around you, because clearly extroverts are like out there. They like being front and center, a lot of them. And you're going to notice their brands because you're noticing their face. But think about all the other things that are happening as well, like digital products and selling of merchandise. You can do those things. So your business success is not about you doing the latest TikTok dance. It's really about you being strategic about how you're going to build your business. And I, as a business coach, as a 100K challenge chick, want you to customize that business to fit your lifestyle. And that means it has to play to your strengths as well. So you can do this. I have a group, a community that now has a lot of introverts in it. And I'm telling you, they're going to hit their 100K in business. So you definitely can do the same. I don't ever want you to look at introversion or being introverted as a problem. It's just a different approach to your business. You guys have a great day. Thank you for joining me for Win the Day. I will be with you guys every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day. Bye.